Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are in Bremen, Germany, one of the cities that was updated as part of the last city update by Asobo. And we'll be flying the Taog 500C, so a helicopter that we see for the first time on this channel. This is also why I will start with like a short showcase of the helicopter. When it comes to the mission that we will fly today, the mission in the Miltech Mission Hub, this is a custom mission created by me for this city. Okay, so a short sightseeing mission. Let's start with the helicopter. So this is like a light scout helicopter that comes from the military version, but then they made a civilian one. When you are buying it from Taog, you are getting both versions, but this is the civilian, right? So let us start with the covers. As you can see, this new MSFS effect, pretty nice. Okay, here and here. Okay, we also have one nice feature. We can take a look into the engine. If I can find the click spot. Yeah, pretty nice. Really? Okay. Now it's closed. Let us get in. So one problem that many people have with this helicopter is that the standard view is like this, like this, so you don't see much. So I really do recommend to set up like the hotkeys for moving around within the cockpit and setting up custom views. Right, so my view is like more to the right than the standard view, and the visibility is pretty nice. Okay, so how to set it up? Pretty easy. We need the battery, we need the anti-collision lights, the beacon, and we need the start pump. And we also want the ignition. Okay, and now there are two ways to start it. The realistic way needs you to set up like a hotkey for the starter ignition here. So when you have the hotkey set up, you are just pressing and holding the key, waiting until RPM goes to 12%, and then pulling up the throttle, right? And then it's realistic. That's saying most people like me are too lazy to set up the hotkey, right? So there is also an alternate way that is less realistic, but also it works, right? So let me show you. So this is the throttle. And here when I have my mouse, I can scroll up or scroll down. Scrolling down reduces it, scrolling up increases it, right? So now if I scroll down, it's at 0, it doesn't do anything. But if I start scrolling up, you can see the cap goes down. And the cap blocks the throttle in the starting idle position. So this is as much as I can like pull it down now. Okay, so it's properly set for start if the cap is down and I cannot move it down with the scroll. Okay, so now let us take a look at the instruments, but at the same time I want to see the button. Okay, I guess this will be fine. Okay, so let me make sure it's neutral. Okay, and now I'm just pressing the button and we will take a look at the instruments. Still holding it. So nicely simulated startup process. It's still going on. We are still waiting for the torque. Okay, letting go, and it's stabilized. So now before we turn on the generator, we have to increase throttle. If we turn on the generator now, there will be like an alarm, right? So let's increase it and let me show what happens. So we will look at the RPM gauge, right? And the governor should take over once we have added a little bit of throttle. So I'm adding throttle, not doing anything, and it's moving it by itself to 100. Okay? But when we look at this one, we can see that 100 is below the green band. Okay, so first generator, navigation lights, okay, pitot hit if you need it. That's saying how to move it to the green band. For this, we do have this beep trim here, okay, up and down. So we will move it up. I'm just pressing and holding it, and you should see how the RPM is going up. And you should also hear it. Okay, now it's in the green band. Okay, and this is pretty much how to set up this helicopter for flight. We can turn on landing lights. Okay, so not that complicated, but flying it is complicated. Okay, this is like a light scout attack helicopter. It can very easily run away from you. Okay, the other problem with it is that it's very forward leaning, so the natural position is pretty aft. Okay, so how to set it up for takeoff? First, you need a little bit of left pedal, like in pretty much every American helicopter. Okay, but you also need the cyclic or your joystick to be aft, so like pulled back, more than in other helicopters. Okay, once this is done, we can try to take off. But before we do it, let me show you the description of the mission today. So Bremen Sightseeing. And we have two wealthy clients that want to pay a lot for some excitement and a tour of the old city of Bremen. Right? And then at the end we can see that we should expect taxi to the right, so here. Okay? Let me just close it. Cyclic back. Okay, pedal here. I will talk a little bit less than normally because this is one of those helicopters where you really need to concentrate. But maybe it will be for the better. Okay, let me see where it's leaning to. Okay, just make sure it's kind of stabilized. Okay, just get a feeling for it. And we can start taxiing. Okay, so let's move to the right. And we can see we have a new message. This text field is bugged currently. It's one of the things that the coming patch is supposed to fix, right? So now if it's too long, it will just cut below, but you can still read it, right? It just doesn't look very nice. So we are going to pick up our passengers. Just need to remember that over taxi is supposed to be done slowly. Okay, don't settle, okay. Let me show you the outside view. Okay, fast, let's lose some speed. Okay, and now we can proceed. It's very, very fast to react. Like if you're a very good helicopter pilot, you can do crazy stuff with it. It does like have this magical carpet feel, also because the visibility is so good, right? So you do feel like you are flying, really. Okay, and we can see the marker now. This is where we have to pick up those two people. Okay, taxi is supposed to be done at walking speed, so let's just do it a little bit slower. Don't settle, okay. It's pretty easy to settle down with this one because it's pretty high, which is like not obvious. For example, the S76, right, well, is lower on the wheels, right, so you need to go down more to actually settle on the wheels. Here it's pretty high when it's like standing on the ground. Okay. I hope this will work today because yesterday I had some problems with photogrammetry, so maybe something with the servers or internet. So let's hope that like the old city will look nicely. Okay, let's lose some speed because we're getting too fast. Okay, and let's go. We do have permission to taxi to the landing field, so we can cross here. With these helicopters, it like depends on my day. So sometimes I'm able to do like amazing precise stuff, and sometimes I'm just like turning around like crazy and not managing it. So if you have a very bad day, it's totally fine to enable like tail rotor assist in the options. That's saying today I don't have it on, so we will see how this will work out. And this is this field to the right. On this airport there seems to be some problem with markers. They are like disappearing very fast under the ground. I don't know, it seems to be like unique to this one because I have done missions in like many other places and there was never a problem. So maybe it's a Bremen problem. Okay, so maybe let's talk about let's land maybe first. Okay. Settle down, and we can see open the doors and load the VIPs. So let's do it. Okay, let me show you from the outside. When it comes to the avatar, it's just the one that you choose in 2024. Right, because this is 2024 native, and I think it's only available for 2024. Actually, the first helicopter by Taog that is created for the new sim. So why Bremen? Because I was there, and it's also one of those like Hansa cities that have those nice like red brick buildings. It's very similar to Gdańsk in Poland, right, where I come from. And I also think I was visiting Bremen in the past, but I don't really remember because there was a lot of cities in Germany where I was too. Okay. So the passengers are loaded. Let's just close the doors. Okay, let me set up my view. And the objective with the passengers on is to show them the old riverside buildings. Okay. Before we do that, let me show you the passenger view. As you can see, pretty cozy because the transmission is here from the engine, and they also have nice instructions on how to not get shredded by the rotor. Right? Very nice. Okay, so let's take our two VIPs for a tour of Bremen then. Okay. So once again, a little bit of left pedal and a lot of aft cyclic. Okay. Okay. Just make sure that we have a nice pickup. Let's check the power. We do have power. So let's get away from here. Okay. And you can see the marker here. If we would not spot the marker, we have the heading above, right? You can see the heading is 013. Okay, and now we can start looking at those nice buildings. Let's hope that today I will have no problems with the internet and they will load nicely. You can see those like red roofs, I guess, above, before us, not above. Okay, let's just give them a nice tour for now. Actually, I'm flying slowly because I'm a little bit afraid that like otherwise it won't load fast enough. Because like in the days before when I was flying around Bremen, it was loading nicely all of the time. but suddenly like it stopped. So let's hope that it will be a better day for the Asobo servers today. Okay, we can do outside view. Yeah, our nice avatar. And the objective is riverside buildings, so we will stay close to the river, which is not visible yet, but should be visible soon. Okay, so some nice views for the visiting guests. Okay, so the building's mostly loaded, so this is a progress already. Still, I'm a little bit afraid, so I will just do it slowly. Let me just trim down. What I like about this one is that it's really easy to trim, which is nice. Like even if you have to fly long distances, you can pretty much trim it to neutral pretty easily. The problem is only if you reset the trim, then it will suddenly like lean forward, just because the natural position is so far forward for it. Okay, just lose some speed, turn around, give them some nice views here. Okay, don't turn too fast, so it has time to load. Okay. And as you can see, there is a description that they want to look at the boats. Maybe they plan to buy one, right? And are looking for inspiration. Okay, very interesting buildings. I really like this like Hansa style of those trade cities. I think I have visited most of them. Okay. Okay, and now they want to take a look at the Altstadt, which is here. We can also see the heading. And the marker is disappearing. And I'm not sure what is happening because, like, as I said before, in all of those other places around the world, the markers were always working correctly. But here they like disappear below the ground. And there is an altitude settings actually for the markers, but it doesn't seem to work, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's just Bremen out of all of the places. Okay, let's just move a little bit more so you can take a look at the Rathaus, so like the city hall in the center, right? So the old city walls there. Don't miss any landmarks, right? They need to have it all on their list. Some nice older buildings here. Getting a little bit too fast. I'll just turn around so you guys can see more. Yeah, pretty nice like skyline of the city. I really like it. Okay, let me just reduce the speed. There's the clock, the restaurants below. Let's not land in any like German beer garden, because they will not appreciate it. I think the photogrammetry can be a little bit better. I mean, today it's not as bad as when I had those internet problems, but when I was testing it like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, then it was actually looking even better. Okay, the clients got a call, they need to be back ASAP, right, to attend an important meeting, and we do have a timer. So let's not talk too much, let's not waste time, and let's do the exciting part of the flight. Okay, let's just find the marker, it should be there, and let's just proceed. Let's do what the helicopter is designed for. It seems like we have a lot of time, but we also have to land, right? And we need to lose some speed for this. So let's see how this will work out. I mean, really, like for top helicopter pilots, you can do amazing stuff. And if I have like a very inspired day, I can also do it. But as I said, it's like still pretty random for me. Sometimes like feeling like Superman with this helicopter, and sometimes I just feeling bad because like nothing seems to work. Okay, so the clients were on time and happy. They will recommend your services and you got a big tip. Okay, as you can see, a pretty short mission, also like showcasing the new city. One thing that I really wanted to do and it was not working, I think because of this specific airport, were those markers that were showing you the path that you had to taxi along, right? It should work because it was working in all of the other missions. But it seems to be a thing with this place specifically. Maybe it's something with this airport, I'm not sure. And the second thing is that I wanted to do like a limit on how high you can go above the airport, right? So if you would not do like a proper hover taxi, but just fly directly to the objective, you would fail it because it's not what like the ATC clearance was for. That saying, when it comes to this mission, I will upload it to FlightSim.to and will also like provide the link in the video description. So if you want to check it out, if you want to see if it's also fun like with your helicopter, then go ahead and provide me some feedback. If there's any fixes needed, please let me know. I think it wasn't that bad today, but it tended to be better on other days. So see you in future videos, and my plan for the next one is actually to do like a Miltech Mission Hub mission, but not for a helicopter, but for the Transal C160, right? So maybe a military one or maybe humanitarian aid, but with some like more complicated objectives to do. So we will see how this will work out, because from what I could see, all of the missions like that were presented by other people in the internet were always for helicopters. And you can also do it for planes, so I want to check it out. Okay, that's saying now it's really the end. Thank you very much for watching and see you. Bye bye.